It's been a minute, but we have a new remix. This is Left Behinds from Paris Blohm. I believe that's how you say the name. But this one was pretty random. I was just making, instrumental portions just for fun. And then I thought to myself, maybe there's an acapella that can fit with it. And I just randomly chose this one, and it seemed to fit quite well. So I just been slowly working on it, and I finally finished it, and I'm glad I did. So let's just jump into it. So here is the project itself. It's relatively pretty simple. I thought that I would keep it a little more simplistic as compared to extravagant type remix. Mainly because I kind of ran out of ideas after I reached a certain point, but I also felt that I had enough to complete the song. So that's kind of how it went. My creative energy kind of like dwindled a little bit, but I thought that like it was good enough. So this is how it is. So we can notice here, there's not much noise used, not much effects down here and crashes, but we have the usual bass lines and pads and synths and stuff. So let's go ahead and break this down. First part I want to mention, the vocals itself, it kind of starts off kind of quiet, but then it kind of leads up to a very high volume crescendo type situation, and you can kind of hear it here. So no man left behind. We are the left behind. So you can even visually see it here. This first part here is kind of quieter than the final part there.
Cast me out, drug me through hell.
And that's all the effects there. It's all in the acapella itself. So I didn't add anything to it except for this part here. So this part here, I wanted her song or her singing to actually end without her singing these final lines here. We are the left behind. So I want to cut that part out and just have her sing to end it at this part. So in order to do that, because she interrupts herself singing again, what I did was I added reverb and a bunch of delay to kind of like create a tail end for the vocals. So it kind of like blended a little bit cleaner than having it cut out. So we'll listen to it without those first. So it just kind of cuts out, right? And that's not really pretty. So this is kind of the trick I do all the time. If I want to create a tail end for something, I just add reverb to it, but I don't add it as in like instantly punch it in. I kind of bring it in slowly and fast at the same time, which that doesn't make sense, but you can kind of see the little curve here, the automation that I created. It kind of brings it in slowly, so it's a smoother transition in. So yeah, and I like that a lot. So I'm glad I was able to do that. That was one thing I was kind of struggling putting together when I was first making this remix. I kind of like didn't really like this part where she kind of sang for two more measures, but then I kept that in the beginning, and I was like, I really want to cut that part out and just kind of like have it end, or not end, but have it, finish at a hype part. So. But yeah, we got our regular drums here. I kind of struggle with drums a little bit, just because I had a hard time making it sound the way I wanted to. pretty simple. My drums are pretty simple. The only thing that will be a little bit different is this gated clap here. I have it being played every second measure on the last snare portion. This here is just silent, just so I can have it go to 4 measures without me figuring it out. So you only hear that every 4 measures, I guess. And that's only kind of towards the beginning and the end, because you don't really hear anymore. It's pretty quiet, so you don't really hear anymore during the chorus and kind of the larger or the other areas, because I add more snare into these other drum portions here. So yeah, drums are pretty simple like always. I have my usual noise here, automation, but let's get down to the bass lines here. So the bass lines consist of 3 different synths, and I should have made them all into one pattern, but I decided not to. But then our first layer is this here. That's pretty simple. And then our second layer is this one. This one evolved quite a bit. It originally had these notes. Oops, I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong one. It originally had these notes. All right. These every 3rd beat would go an octave up, but it's sounding too funky to me, so I just kept it the same octave. And that's it. It's the same, it's just the bass line, right? And this one, I felt that I needed a little bit more of a kind of an undertone bass to bring it together. So I added this, and I sidechained it. Oh no, I guess I didn't sidechain it. But yeah, that's the bass line. Then of course I have my classic pads here, and it just kind of starts off kind of a lower pass filter. So that's the only melodic thing that is 16 measures rather than just 8 like the bass line and all my other melodies. So that kind of extended the song a little bit. So just to kind of bring it together a little better. And then as she's singing here, it kind of filters in, and then it just kind of becomes a more harsher synth. You notice here I cut it right here at the 8th measure, so it can just start over again. Otherwise it would kind of screw things up and make it too long. So, and then right here we just have it side chaining. It's supposed to be side chaining, but yeah. this side changed there. And then there's like 4 or 5 melodies I've added. The melodies were kind of like a little more difficult to kind of it was harder for me to create these melodies, so I was able to do it. So yeah, and that's just Spire synth here with a preset. And this next part here is also Spire. And then this one here is also Spire preset as well. That only loops basically once, but the second loop is not a full loop. I kind of cut it a little bit before the actual chorus part there. And then this main lead here is also Spire synth, and this one kind of like it's the kind of the hype synth, right, that we get. But yeah, pretty simple melody. Then it slowly filters out right here into the second verse. So there it is. And then this last one here, I made this most recent melody. It is a citrus synth, actually. So usually when I kind of get stuck on what to create or originality, I just jump back into what's kind of like worked with me back in the past. So I just chose this synth here. Yeah, and I think that synth really brought the song together. It was a good introduction and kind of good ending. So I think it worked very well. Then I have my effects and crashes and all that stuff there. For my mixer, I didn't have much here. It looks a lot, but it's not that much, I promise you. I have a send for my reverb. I'm using RC48. And I'm using H delay, and this delay is a little bit much, so I kind of tone it down if I'm sending it to any, or I'm sending channels to it. So it kind of depends what my needs are. But that's the project. It's a very simple project. I really enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed the remixing portion of it. I did live stream a few of the moments there, but overall, I think it turned out great. Keeping it simple is kind of the key to a lot of things. A lot of creatives kind of have to keep that in mind, I feel. And I think I need to keep that in mind as well. So I'm glad I went with that, and I'm glad it worked out for the better. But this song should be out for you to download, for you to listen, and the stem should be out on my website at djktman.com. You can download it, download all my other stuff, as well as all the other breakbeats that I have there available for you guys. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.